From year to year, month to month, week to week, and day to day, people across the world are obsessed with a phenomenon that is professional wrestling. But why? 101 reasons to love professional wrestling. There are many components of professional wrestling that should be both understood and celebrated, in no particular order. Every day is Halloween. The history of Halloween can be told in many forms, but in general, it's a night to dress up in any costume you want and have a good time. You can be anything for Halloween, from jokers, smokers, and midnight tokers, to a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn, and a king. From Steve Miller all the way to Frank Sinatra. And this is perfectly okay, because like the industrial metal pioneers' ministry so boldly proclaimed, to me, every day is Halloween. In professional wrestling, the idea of having a Halloween-worthy character would evolve from the use of nicknames like the Hammer, the Lion, and other circus-inspired gimmicks. This carny-loving world of wrestling would always have the oddball characters, the so-called freaks, and the monsters step in to help put over the good guy. These zany characters would come and go without ever leading a territory or taking on a world-level championship. This would carry on into the 1980s as the WWF ignited a character boom. You would see warriors, tornadoes, tugboats, immortals, and police officers square off in the ring. Meanwhile, WCW and elsewhere weren't shy to give it a go as well. For better or for worse, these characters are part of history and were even part of current pop culture at the time. Then, in the early 1990s, the WWF put their top title on The Undertaker. It was short-lived, but it opened the Hell's Gates to legitimize the possibilities of any character being champion. Down south, WCW was starting to soar, with a face-painted surfer named Sting being established as a top guy. The 90s would give us many treats in the form of spooky, eccentric, and fun characters. But with every treat comes the trick, as the 90s weren't so kind for some. If mental images of the Dungeon of Doom didn't steal your candy bag already, get your eggs and toilet paper aimed for some of the tricks of the 2000s, as we were treated to the likes of the Boogeyman, a high-flying bunny, and other poisonous characters. And like every era, the 2000s have given us genuinely fun and interesting oddballs, so-called freaks, and monsters. They say the freaks come out at night, but if a wrestling show is booked for the afternoon, then by God, the freaks come out in the afternoon. At the end of the night, we all want to take in our haul of candy. Some of it is great, but there's also a large portion of non-edible nonsense. But still, we wouldn't trade the experience for the world. It's easy to understand why a fan of professional wrestling would want every day to be Halloween, or at least a few weeknights and a Sunday or two a month.